Hey yo, it's Guido. How you guys doing? Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. And no tanks today. We're going to do Age of Empires 4, a quick review of this game that I picked up about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Pilgrim put me onto this thing. And it's a great game for just chilling out. It really is. Now, it does have multiplayer. You can see down here. It's got the multiplayer thing going on, but I'm more interested in the single player because it's a game that I can just play for a little while, put down, walk away. You can save the game in the middle of it and all that good stuff. Very cool, very cool. I have about 9 hours into this thing right now, so we'll just take you on a quick tour of the menu stuff right here, and then we'll jump in and we'll play a little bit. It is interesting. They do have these daily quests that apparently give you things. I haven't dug into that too much. You can see it's got 8 hours and 30 minutes left, so that's quite interesting, actually. Multiplayer, like I talked about, if you click on that, you can go against other players. You can go co-op versus AI with other players, so that's pretty cool. As I said, though, I'm more interested in the single player. Over on the single player side, you will see that you have campaigns. The Normans I've finished. You can see I've got all the way down to the Lincoln mission right there. And I just started the 100 Years' War. Then you've got the Mongol Empire and the rise of Moscow. Now, these are actually pretty good. If you start on the Normans, then you're going to get a fairly good little kind of onboarding tutorial. And I don't know, it's not specific, well, maybe it is specifically built for that, but it doesn't come across as a tutorial. It kind of shows you different things that the game has, different capabilities. Sometimes it's just a mission where you're running around with units and you don't have a lot of building. Other times it's a lot of building. Other times it's a little combination and you have timers and various missions you have to do. So I think it's worth going through, especially to learn. You can go over to Art of War right here. These are all specifically training missions. They also have different rewards and things that you can do. So you can learn how to do specific things, as it says, late economy. Talks about late economy and how you build it and all that. But once again, I am more interested in either the campaigns or the skirmishes. If you go to Skirmish, now this is, if you're familiar with Age of Empires at all, you know, back in the day, let's just back up just a little bit. Back in the, what was it, early 90s, something like that, to mid 90s, somewhere in that regime is when the RTS really kind of came into its own. World of Warcraft, Age of Empires, and some of the others like that. It was really kind of a new thing in computer gaming where you had some basic units and then you started to build an economy, and with Age of Empires it was wood and food, gold and stone, just like it is in Age of Empires 4 right here. And it was kind of on that 2D isometric looking map. And it really kind of built the RTS. Really kind of built the RTS. And now, fast forward to today, it's 2022, and we've got this new game, which I think came out in 2021. And it's built on the same scenario, or built on the same bones, essentially, of the RTS, with some updated graphics and some extra gameplay things thrown in, but essentially it's you will recognize it as Age of Empires to a large extent. Now that in terms of that, it's good and bad, because if you're an older gamer like I am, you've seen this a dozen times probably. If you're any kind of RTS fan, you've already run into this. There's a couple little twists on it. They've added some new units. This thing that, you know, these guys that make, you know, game 1, game 2, game 3, the 4th game, blah, blah, blah. They just kind of build on all of those, on the bones of the game before. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not necessarily a great thing because it's very derivative. You've seen this game. Now, they've done a really nice job with it. There's a couple things I think that are interesting. I don't know how much they matter in the long term, but on your first go-through on the game, it's pretty cool. If you can see down here, we have videos, and you can see that looks like the modern day picture of whatever that area is right there. Same thing over here with this one. And what they've done is, and we'll just click on that real quick. Brings up a video in kind of a BBC-style documentary.
When forces loyal to King John undermined Rochester Castle, it spelled doom for the rebels inside.
So in between each one of those missions, you're going to get these kind of videos that talk about the history, which is interesting. Shows you the modern day location, talks about the battle or the situation that's going on. And it's not necessarily something you would come back to, is what I'm saying, right? So while you go through that campaign, very cool And I assume it's built through all 4 of these. The same thing, you see these locked items with videos that you can look at. So while in terms of production value, that's really cool, as far as replay value, you know, is it worth the money they spent doing that? I don't know, man. I don't know. Gameplay is decent, though. We're going to get into that in just a minute. Wanted to give you a quick go through there. There are obviously settings that you can run through. This is all the standard stuff, nothing big that I found. I did find one thing, though, on the graphics. When I tried to go to windowed, and I like to play some games, World of Tanks especially in windowed, because I can just slide the mouse off and start working. Or if I go Alt-Tab, it doesn't minimize. Which, unfortunately, it doesn't really work. You can go to windowed mode, and then you still can't get the mouse off the window. If you go Alt-Tab, it'll let the mouse off the window. But I also found the window thing's a little wacky because I can't actually get the cursor up to the window thing to adjust without going at Alt-Tab. It's a little bit wonky. Not like World of Tanks, the way they've got it set up. So I just wanted to chuck that out there, depending on how you set it up. I have it now in, I think, special full screen or some such thing here. Borderless full screen, which seems to work best because if I go Alt-Tab and I just took my mouse off my second screen where the game is and I start messing around over here, it doesn't minimize. So that works for me. That works for me. All right. Well, there you go. Quick tour on that. Campaigns, you've got the skirmish thing. I guess I didn't really talk about this, but this is the standard stuff you may remember. You may remember from Age of Empires in the past. You can go 1v1 on the AI. You get AI teammates versus AI teammates. What? Play with AI Oh, I thought that was just a robot game where you just watched. You have an AI teammate and you have AI opponents. Players defend mountain passes. Anarchy, Eastern Civil War, and then this is the free for all. This is the one where you let me just click on it real quick. You pick as many bad guys as you want. Why is this? How come I can't do? Oh, there we go. Add additional player. So we do that. Why doesn't it let me do another one? I guess I can only have 4. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. Well, anyway, there you go. It's you against 3 or them against 3, however you want to look at it. You can select the difficulty as far as the AI goes, and in terms of these games, all that really means is whether they just spam units at you, right? They don't really play by the rules. I don't know how they've set up their AI, whether they actually do things like farming and getting stone and gold, and whether they have to play by those rules, especially when you start talking about cranking it up to hardest. So they're probably just going to spam things at you. Remains to be seen on that. All right, so that's cool. Let's leave that. And we'll go over here. And I think I'm just going to set up a campaign, a 1v1. And I'll get some gameplay, and we'll come back in a minute. We'll talk about a few of the things on the gameplay. Before we actually go into that, with the game setup, this is going to be a solo versus AI. And over here, you can change things. So you got landmarks if you want them or not. These are win conditions. Destroy the landmarks, control all the sacred sites, or build and defend a wonder. We'll just leave all that stuff on because I just want to show you a little bit of gameplay. But you can actually change how the match is going to go with these different things. There's a tuning pack, which I assume is extra content right there. And then match options, display player store scores. Starting resources, I'm going to leave it on standard, but you can actually go from standard to maximum. That means you're going to have all kinds of resources and stuff at the start to just build things. We're going to start in Age 1. There's 4 ages in the game. And then I like concealed, but you can go explored and revealed to change how much of the map that you can see. So we'll start game and check it out here. All right, I got it paused here. We'll resume. This is the very beginning, and we've got our villagers. We're just going to start going after stuff here. We've got some food to grab. We've got a scout. We've got one guy to start looking. There's some stone right there. That's a good thing. There's gold. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just keep going after some wood. And we will go ahead and build ourselves a mining camp. Kind of put it in between these things. And we'll start working on some gold here. So we have some stone up here. We've got some gold here. We're kind of in a corner, which is actually nice. There's the border of the map. So the corner starts not bad. We'll go and kind of look around here. And a little bit of a screw up. I do need to get some extra villagers going. So I'm going to work on economy because I'm on easy mode. I'm not as worried about being attacked. There's some more gold right there. That's very good. And it looks like, so we may be vulnerable to attack from this direction. We do have a big hill right here, which will help. There's some more food hanging out right here in terms of these. What are these things anyway? Weird deer. Are those like dog deer or what on earth are those things? There's more stone down here. That's good. And also the scouts will gather up the sheep right there, the herd animals. The deer won't follow, but the sheep will. All right, so we got some extra dudes coming out here, and we're gonna start doing wood. You can, sorry, not wood, but stone. As soon as I light that up and I can get to it. See if, there we go. All right. So we're at 9 of 10. You can see right here, I need to build some houses. Looks like we'll get one more person out here, and now we're going to need to build a house. So we'll go ahead and start working on those. I'm going to get those over here out of the way, I think. I'm expecting all this to expand. Houses and things I'm going to put back here in the corner, I think, to a large extent. We're at 10 of 10. See how it's red? So population full. We need more houses. Look at this nice big cliff right here. This is a nice defensive area here. I need to... How do we make these sheep stop following? Is there a way? Herd sheep to building. Boom. Okay. Does that... Are they going to stop following me? No, they're not going to stop following me. Any sheep following a scout will wait at the targeted building. Oh, I see. Boom. Nope. They don't want anything to do with it. They're not doing it. Alright, whatever. I don't know why they're not doing it. Alright, see how that shows he's sleeping? You click on that. We're going to be able to build another house, so we'll knock that out. There's another bigger gold deposit right there. That's pretty good. I have 3 sheep now, so let's bring these back. I guess we can just... I think we can just... take the sheep down, and that guy will go after him, right? Let me just do this. There we go. Build a few more houses. We're going to grab some more of these guys. Prelate? I don't know. Alright, so there you go. There's a basic startup. So we'll come back in a minute when we get a little further along. Alright, we are back. So I've moved along quite a ways. I am in the second age, I think. Age 2. AI's in age 1, so he's hurting already. Walled this area off, got some towers. Actually had to go outside to get more wood. Or sorry, stone. Why are they going here? Oh, I built a lumber camp. I'm a genius. Alright, we're gonna just... Well, we can leave that. Who cares? Maybe it'll be useful later. I built a lumber camp and not a mining camp. Absolutely genius. Alright. I keep running up to population limits here. So we've got to build some more houses. I also walled off this area, put some archers up here. This is stuff you could do on easy. You can kind of mess around with not maximizing stuff. I don't know. What is he doing? No idea. I could have swore I put some archers up here. Alright, so I got a new age. I just built this thing. So I need to go get some sites. So you got some kind of holy sites out there that you can grab. I might actually end up losing if the AI grabs the holy sites, so I don't know. I probably need to start building an army that can go see what's going on. In fact, I may do that with this army right here. I don't have any knights or anything. Looks like, oh, I can build them now. Let's build some knights to add to that. We're gonna upgrade stuff. When you go to new age, you can upgrade things. You see all these things I can upgrade here. Looks like I ran out of gold, so I can't do any of that right now. Blacksmith upgrades stuff. Now I can build a monastery. So I've got a barracks, a stable, archery range, a couple towers, walls, some gates to get out. I didn't build a gate over here yet. That's just a defensive position. Give me enough time to come around if I need to. We'll send this army out and see what they can find. We actually have a knight now. And we're going to actually bring this army with us. So we're just going to... We're going to commit the whole shebang right now. See what's going on out here. Can look at the upgrades on some of these mining camps and such. Doesn't look like I can. The barracks, yeah. Okay, so I use the gold on that. We're gonna keep building houses with this person, so we can get our 200 seems to be the population cap, the total. So this group's not gonna be able to knock much of anything down. I don't know what this symbol is. Let's go find out what. I'm not sure what that is right there in that symbol. Let's go find out. If it's anything. Maybe it's a... Don't know. There's another gold deposit. Let's go see what's going on at the sacred site there. Alright, we'll come back. This guy is done. We're going to keep on building houses with this person. One thing you can do to bait the AI is build things that you don't care about as much, like houses. We're going to grab that sacred site. So it's the prelates that are going to go do that. We'll let that happen. I'm using gold up. We got a lot of food. So I did build a market. The market is right... Where have I put it? Here. And you can sell things. So I've got a bunch of food and a bunch of lumber. So I'm just going to sell that stuff off, get a bunch of gold here. So I've got all kinds of villagers working on that stuff. So now we've got a bunch of gold. Let's jump back over to here and crank out some more of that. So we have a sacred site, for what it's worth. I guess those are actually hunting areas. It looks like maybe you... Yeah. Well, let's go try to find the AI. Let's see where he's based. He hasn't sent any attacks. I didn't show those to you. I got attacked a couple times. So we're going to go try to find where the AI is and keep building, and we'll come back for one more quick look here. Alright, one last look at this. We're going to see how far I've got. I'm up to age 3. I'm just building buildings across here. The AI on easy isn't very aggressive, so it's sort of just sitting back. I have a decent army going on. I'm actually going to the next age with this particular landmark. So we're going to put 2... Oops, that's not it. I'm going to put 2 guys on this. Got a few more troops showing up. Some more prelates. We'll upgrade this thing. Then we're going to start making a push here in a minute. But I've got 2 trebuchets. They seem to be the... One thing I did want to note about this game, which is... I don't know. Look how giant these things are. The people look okay in terms of their size, you know, relative size. But then you got these giant trebuchets, which are bigger than the buildings. I don't know. It's not a huge big deal, but it just sort of... It's a little jarring, I guess, to some extent. Those guys are just watching. So if you right click and hold it down, you can determine which way your army looks, and they'll put the melee guys up front and the other dudes in the back. We're still building all this stuff, so we're going to keep on. Get 2 knights, a couple of these dudes. I'm not really paying close attention to what I'm building. I'm not that worried about the types of units I have, just so long as I've got a bunch of them. This is supposed to build 5 at once or something like that. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I guess it is. Starting to build up a lot of stuff. So there you go. I'm at age 3. I'll be at age 4 here in just a moment, as soon as we finish building this thing. I am nearing, I'm at, what, 3/4 of the way to the 200 maximum. Really, by the time you get there, you might as well use them, and that's when you can start moving armies in and things like that. You don't really get that much time if you're fighting if you're fighting any kind of AI that has any skill at all. Like this AI is pretty easy. We got more knights coming down here. Now we're starting to build up some good amount of. Get another one of those. Let's have another treb. 3 or 4 trebuchets seem to be kind of the sweet spot in domination. Enough prelates to heal guys and stuff, and we're just about to go into the 4th age, at which point we can start upgrading stuff. Almost there. There we go, boom. Yeah, it did make 5 guys. That's pretty good. I've had to expand my gathering out into these areas here. In fact, I probably need some more gold. This was a big gold. I mean, there was 8,000 there, and I didn't really put too many people on it. Got another trebuchet coming in. That'll work. Oh, hand cannoners. Alright. I'll have some of those. Let's use once again, use the market, and we'll sell some things. Crank the gold up a bit. And now we've got more upgrades we can do. Got all kinds of upgrades here as well. I haven't touched, the blacksmith is back here somewhere. Don't know where I put the blacksmith. Is it? There it is. So I've got upgrades there, but I need gold. So that's right now I'm gold poor, so I need to crank out some stuff that gets me gold. Here's a bunch more army guys. It's probably worth another push, so let's check that out, and then we'll be done with her. Alright, I've got a mighty army. We'll see how mighty it is. I've got the trebs. Make everyone stand their ground. We're just going to start pounding on this pretty quickly. Uh-oh. Let's set some range on it. I should force them out. Alright, start healing these guys, fellas. Not very smart. They're not really doing anything there, are we? Looks like the AI is not very bright. Let me destroy their big item there. That's alright. Whoa. Yep, see, those things hit hard. It's being attacked there or something. Let's send this extra treb in. Oh, look at this. We got an enemy army over here. Hold on. Hold on. So they were looking to... They had built theirs up to attack us. Looks like we're going to win this pretty easily. So that, I don't know if that's their main force. It probably is. Try to hunt down these guys. I'm going to move the trebs over here because this is going to be done pretty quick. There we go. You can set the Control 1, I think, can set groupings of guys so you don't lose track of some. Because if you always try to grab all of them, then you end up grabbing your trebs or something like that you don't want to grab. So we're going to actually bring these up slightly here. You can see that the prelate guys are healing people. There we go. Let's move them out of the way here. Oh, here they come. I'm gonna have the Trebs attack that thing. Let's see if we left some guys behind back here. We're going to make the final push here, I think. Yeah, I don't think they're going to come back from this. We're just letting our guys go crazy in here. Yeah, not really seeing them come back from this. So there you go. Quick tour, guys. I'm going to let these guys finish. Actually, what we're going to do is stop with all the chaos. So rating system, been working on this. It's going to go from 1 to 11, right? Because it goes to 11. If you get it, you get it. But the 11, it's like the unicorn. So a 10 is a pretty near perfect, if not perfect game. 9 is a great game. Almost perfect game. 8 is a good game and on down the line. And I'm going to call them yo's. I think I need to adjust that just a little bit. Anyway, I'll publish it at some point. But this one, I'm going to give a 7. I'm giving it a 7. It is worth playing. It's a good game. It's very derivative. You've seen it before if you've played any game like this. It's got some cool stuff. There's a couple things I didn't show you in there. There's some special characters that have special powers and stuff like that. As I said, the campaigns are well realized. They're well fleshed out in terms of this kind of game. I do like the BBC style documentary thing and the history stuff. That's probably only worth one playthrough, but you know, you buy lots of games for one playthrough. One thing I will say about it though is that you buy it and you have the game. So there's no microtransactions that I am aware of. Maybe you can buy more content later on, but it's not really ingrained in the game. You can pay this price for this game once. I got it off of Steam for 50 or 60 bucks. And then you can play it for hours and hours and hours, uprooting trees, bushes, and flowers. I mean, you'll have a great time with it. It's very relaxing in terms of if you want to play the easier AI. If you want to get try-hard mode Iron Man, you can crank it up and it'll just throw stuff at you right and left. One of the cool things about easy mode that I like in the game like this is I can build this ridiculously intricate city, right, with walls and towers. And yeah, the AI is never going to have a chance to beat you probably, but you can kind of explore all the things, build all this stuff, build this giant army and just roll them over. It's kind of like what I did right here, but I didn't spend a whole bunch of time messing around with my starting point and building up defensive. But you can have actually a lot of fun building walls and figuring out how you can lay out your city and do all those things if you want to. Or you can just go to try hard mode and take on the AI. There's PvP, you can play with friends, and there's a lot to like here. I only give it a 7 instead of an 8 based on it's just kind of derivative. You've seen it before, but it does it well. It does it very well. All right, that's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you.